Welcome, Flash fans. Welcome. We have missed you. I have missed you. I've missed everybody from the crew, the cameraman, everybody. I'm so happy to be back, and I'm so happy that you're tuning in with us today. Please, Flash fans, like I always say, when you finish watching, go to YouTube, subscribe to our channel. After that, visit us on Facebook and our Instagram page, okay? That's the only way we know that you are loving our program, is by sharing. So go continue to show us your love by sharing Flashpoint to everybody that you see, all right? Okay, now Flash fans, before let me start out this way. It is no surprise that COVID-19 have had a tremendous impact on the world at large, right? Many of us thought that it was just gonna be like a fluke that just passes by, that was gonna be, okay, it's done, it's gone, right? But boy, were we all fooled by this. COVID came so angrily, right? Whether you're symptomatic or asymptomatic, if you wasn't directly impacted by this virus, you definitely know of somebody that was. Maybe your mother, your father, your brother, sister, even children suffered from COVID-19. During this pandemic, most believers believe that, it is a sign from God, while unbelievers believe otherwise, right? So today on Flashpoint, I will be having a discussion with my in-house guest about COVID and the impact it's had on the world. So sit back. If you haven't called a friend yet, call a friend. Let them know that Flashpoint is on. All right, Flash fans, we are back, and I have with me, he needs no more introduction. He's my in-house guest, and that he goes by the name of Reverend Kenneth Jojo Mensah. Welcome, Reverend.
Thank you, Sister Rita. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Blessed by the grace of God.
Now, Reverend, isn't it amazing? Isn't it amazing? I'll say it again, what COVID has done to the world. It came with absolutely no warning.
Unannounced.
At all.
I know what you're talking about.
And look what the Lord has done.
Look at what that has been my song, Sister Rita. The Lord has brought us this far.
I'm telling you.
This pandemic, this disease, this whatever it is, had no respect for any form of person.
No.
Whether you are black, red, green, age group, it has no respect.
No.
But all the same, the Lord has, delivered us. We are not excited about those who are dead. We are no better than them.
Right.
But as to why you and we are here, it's just by the grace of God. It's just by the grace of God.
You can say that again. Now, I believe that you are a man of God, a man of faith, And with all this pandemic that was going on, as a leader of the congregation, tell me, how were you helping your congregation, like with this pandemic that was happening?
Thank you very much. It wasn't easy,
right?
Because I call it a sudden storm. Right. It's a storm. It came unannounced.
Yep.
And none of us were prepared for this. Yeah. Had we known it was coming, we would have taken some measures. But it was a sudden storm that came against the universe. Right. I would say the universe, our earth, our world. And as a pastor, it wasn't easy, because it's like you are driving and you have all these congregation members behind you, and besides them trusting in the Most High, they also have some kind of trust in you. Yes, so what I had to do was, even though the church's natural physical doors were locked, and the cities were locked down, as a church we were not locked down. Nothing could lock us down, because we are the church.
Yes.
We are the church. And the moment we refuse to do our normal things, our relationship with God, then that means we have locked down our church.
Been defeated.
Yeah, we have been defeated. So we thank God for technology. We thank God for knowledge that has increased. We were having this consistent prayer line where we pray almost, every week. We on the line praying. We had social media going, and then finally I think we incorporated the Zoom conference where you get to see each other, and it's a sign and it's a witness that, oh wow, you are doing good, and we kept the people together. Me and my leaders, my wife did so well. I'm saying she did so well because guess what? We said from the beginning, this COVID had no respect for any person, for whatsoever. Myself, I had the symptoms, and I was kind of broken for a whole month, and we will talk about that later. It's just the grace of God, and it can hit you as a pastor, it can hit you as an usher, it can hit you as a president, and I know Boris, the Prime Minister for UK was hit, but you see, God had to intervene. And during this time, my wife and my Deacon Frank Wade, they did a good job. They brought the people together. They were praying almost every day, fasting here and there, teaching here and there, and the Lord healed me so quick. And I came back and I picked it up from there. And everybody is doing good, And after some time, we had to, myself and Deacon Frank, we had to visit some people in their homes and, bring some light food here and there. So we made sure that we were together. We were together.
It's amazing. It shows character, of leaders, because even, a lot of people have stuff to say about our president, how he's leading this country right now.
That's another story.
But it shows a character. It shows your character as a leader, how you're able to, bring all your members together and make sure that everybody is doing well. Although there was many life that was lost, but we thank God for your life. We thank God for our life, that we're still here and we're still moving forward, right? So now, I must say, when it comes to this spiritual aspects and the scientific things that's going on, like, let's say the instructions that was given to people, like wearing a mask, most Christians feel like they don't have to do it, but they're being, they have a higher power that is gonna cure them. They don't have to do a lot of things that were commended by our, presidential leaders to do. What is the, in your opinion, what is the link between these things? That for some Christians feel like they don't have to follow that instruction, that they have God to heal them.
It's when we come to a point, based on your question, it also leads to lack of knowledge. Now we believe God is there to heal us, but yes, still we believe in the God of the same direction. These are leaders. Let me give you a scenario. In the Old Testament, when God had to use Moses to deliver the children of Israel from slavery, from pandemic, let's say pandemic, to bring them to a healing land, Canaan. Now, God had to give Moses instruction being given to the people. And they had to follow it. It like when he finally said everyone should have a lamb and kill the lamb and apply the blood on their doorpost. That was, let's say Moses was the governor at that time, or the mayor at that time for the people of Israel. And those who wanted to be saved physically, it wasn't nothing spiritual. Spiritually, it was with God. But physically, you had to pick a lamb, physically slaughter the lamb, physically take the blood, physically put it on your doorpost. The rest, you leave it to God. Now, so if they are saying that I'm a child of God, I need not to wear masks because God will protect me, then the same way in the Bible, if you didn't apply the blood, just the physical direction, then you are going to die.
You're going to
because when the angel of death comes, all he was looking for is a blood.
Yes.
This time around, when that virus comes, what the virus is looking for is a mask that he cannot fight.
Yeah.
When he sees a mask, he retreats.
Yes.
So it's such a common sense. So I believe that we are not over. It is still going on.
Still going.
So if you are a Christian and you believe, your faith tells you that you are okay. Without a mask, you are okay. Don't forget, you may be okay, but you may be infecting other innocent people.
Yes.
And it's not their time to depart, but you will cause them to depart.
Yes.
So we shouldn't be ignorant.
Yeah.
We shouldn't be too Holy Ghostic.
Holy Ghostic.
Or, you know, I don't even know what word to use. Just be yourself.
Don't be naive.
Don't be naive.
Don't be naive.
Be
I mean,
yourself.
you know that it's happening. Protect yourself and protect others, right?
Thank you.
The Bible says what it says, but I believe that everybody has the common sense to do the right thing, right? I mean, we Christians, sometimes we get to have a little bit of, you know, being a little uptight about certain things. I think that's due to the fact that we don't know a lot of things. We're not knowledgeable, deeply knowledgeable about the Bible. So it's very good that you explain this to the details so people will understand, to go to the point that, you know, let's follow the instruction. Let's follow the proper requirements, you know, in order for us to kick this whole thing as a whole. Because remember, this thing came to attack everybody. Black, brown, blue, whatever you are, is coming for you. So we all have to do something to make sure that it goes bye-bye, right? So, Flash fans, we're going to take a short break. We will be right back. Don't move. Welcome back, Flash fans. I am so happy that you're still with us. Remember to share this video to all your friends and loved ones. Go to our YouTube page, subscribe to our channel, and then after that, go to our Facebook and Instagram page. Like us. You know, the only way that we know that you're supporting our program is by sharing to everybody that you know. So please show your love. Share this video to everybody, okay? Thank you so very much. Now, Pastor, we still on it. I'm still stuck a little with this thing because I've gotten so confused when it came to this COVID and Christianity and COVID and all these things that was going on.
COVID and Christianity.
Yeah.
Or COVID in your faith.
COVID, you know, it was wild. You know, there's a lot of people that were sick, right? And you know, COVID didn't discriminate. You know, so many Christians, well, some of the Christians that I know believe that they didn't have to go to the hospital because God will heal them in their home. So they didn't have to go to the hospital. I mean, any thoughts on it?
Well, I will answer you in two forms. Now, we have people who believe their faith, based on their faith, they don't have to go to the hospital and they will get healed based on their faith. And as a believer, as a Christian, as a child of God, I believe that God has given all these plants, right, as a medicine.
So like a herbal thing. So they're going to be using this herbal.
Exactly. You see, whatever medicine is out there, they all come from these plants.
Of course.
Yes. So you have people who believe that based on their faith, they don't need any medicine. They go to their inner chambers and say whatever prayer, recite whatever they have to recite, and they believe they'll be healed. There's another form of people who also didn't want to go to the hospital because they got scared going to the hospital. Why am I saying that? Because it was like whatever was going on in the hospital between me and you was a try and error. Nobody knows. Our doctors were trying their best. Our scientists were trying their best. And out of their best, there were a lot of people that were dying in the hospitals. So now, that alone brought fear into people that is the place to go and die when you have the COVID. You know, so people decided, why would you go to a place where, you know, instead of going to be healed, going there to be healed, you go and you die.
So Pastor, that's the fear and faith, right? Fear and faith. So you have the faith that why can't you have the faith that if you go to the hospital, you come back alive?
That is why I answered you in two forms. Now, there are people who believe that they will only deal with the kind of faith they have, with the kind of God they have, and they will be healed. There are other people who also believe that medicine is good for them, but yet still they are afraid because there are countless people that are dying in the hospital. Right. So they would rather stay back and have self-medication. Right. You know.
I mean, which works, right? It works. It did amazing for a lot of people that I knew that was infected by this virus, you know. But there comes a point where you're home and you cannot breathe. You know, these medications, these herbal stuff, it's not gonna help you breathe. You know, you need to go to the hospital.
At that point, you have to go.
Right.
At that point, you have to go, because if you cannot breathe on your own, you need to go to the hospital for them to help you in a way. And I also believe that many went to the hospital and they came back home.
They came back, yeah.
You know, so
they went to the hospital with faith and came back out.
Yes. And so it makes me believe, and that's why I'm saying it's all based on your faith.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's say I am taking a medication, and based on my faith, I know this medicine is going to work.
Yeah.
Yes. So it's all based on your faith. Yeah.
I think that's just life in general, you know. That's just life in general.
We are not the same.
We are not the same. And the way that this thing came without a warning, I can understand that it brought a lot of fear in everybody. Yeah. I mean, us included, you know, it brought a lot of fear in everybody. But it seems like now we're on, I think, phase 3.
Let me give you a simple scenario. I know about a sister, right? That during this pandemic time, when it was serious, she was still going to work. And she decided not to take the train again. She would take the bus. Okay? And I'm asking this person, are there no people on the bus? Are there no people on the train? Wherever you go, there are people. So, you know, by her faith tells her that it is safer on the bus than it is on the train. So it all boils down to your faith. How you believe it, that is going to work for you. That works for you. There are people who already die before they go to the hospital. Because to them, COVID is nothing but an enemy that will come to kill you. So when they get the symptoms, they firing squad their spirit. They kill themselves already before they get there. Family members kill you before you get there, because they let you know, oh my God, we lost you, oh my God, you know, all those things. So it is how strong you are in your faith, not just having a faith, but how strong is your faith. Do you really have a sure foundation? Or do you really believe in that God that you are believing?
Yes, and you know, that talking about the faith thing, you know, I believe that that's another thing that a lot of Christians must learn, how to build up that faith. You know what I'm saying? How to build. So as a man of God, as a pastor, you know, governing a church, how do you teach your congregation to build up that faith, to get to that point where like nothing can shake you?
Faith comes by hearing and hearing and hearing the word of God. In the moment of pandemic, what are you hearing? Where are you paying where is your attention? Maybe your attention is on the news. Hear me, sister, I'm not preaching. It got to a point during this pandemic, I wasn't turning on the TV anymore. Because the more I turn on and the more I hear people dying, you know, the fear, okay? So now, I began, instead hearing the news, I began to go to YouTube and watch preaching messages. I play encouragement songs, and by that, my faith was strengthened. So that is all you got to do. You got to shift your attention from what is actually going on. Pretend.
Right.
You don't doubt it. It is going on, but pretend and forget about it, and turn your attention to where God is encouraging you.
Right.
So that is what I basically did for the church. You know, I had to switch their attention to prayer, encouragement, you know, worship here and there. And this is where we are right now.
And it's amazing.
So faith comes by hearing and hearing.
Hearing and hearing. It's amazing how far we can go with that, you know. I mean, to the lukewarm Christians, you know, the ones that, you know, we go to church on Sunday and forget about everything else, you know. But there's a lot of things that is going on that the lukewarm Christian have to be able to wake up and join what is going on. And, you know, and by having that faith, hearing and repeating and saying all of that all the time, I think that is a great encouragement to everybody, you know, to keep that faith strong. Thank you so much, man of God. I really, really appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Flash fans, we're gonna take a quick break. Do not leave. We'll be right back. Flash fans, thank you so much for joining this episode. I hope that you have enjoyed this episode of Flashpoint. It is great to be back. Please don't forget to go on our YouTube page, subscribe to our channel, join our Facebook, be our Facebook friends. Let's be friends. And go to our Instagram and comment there. Whatever you like to say on this topic, we're here to listen. Any suggestions, any feedback from you is greatly appreciated. But for now, I just like to provide some words of encouragement to the pastors and the church leaders making every hard decisions for the good of their congregation and for the good of their city, and ultimately for the glory of God. The city have went through a lot of things. New York City have went through traumatic things that are going on is just traumatic, and not just the city, the world at large. So we just want to take this opportunity to thank all the leaders, not just the leaders, the first responders. We just want to take this opportunity. Flashpoint wants to thank you. Thank you for your time, for your effort, for leaving your family to care about people that you don't even know. Thank you so much. We really, really appreciate it. Flash fans, we will see you in the flash.